Me.
Hi, Jenny.
Yeah. So I'll post the official videos when they're ready, and then you can look at
Oh,
them.
okay, that's
And
great.
it
And then
went
we
really
can share
well.
them. Good.
Yeah.
Well, I will have a look at those.
Yeah,
So
they're
welcome everybody, and it's been a while. We've all had different life experiences in the last month, ranging from walking by the river and gardening to traveling across Canada and
making a patio.
making a patio in my case. And I don't know what everybody's been doing, but those are some of the things that I've heard about either from last time or seen snippets of on Facebook. So it's good to make contact with the famous five or famous six here. I did get somebody else join the course yesterday who I sent an email to this morning. We've actually got 33 different, I think it's at least 33 people are members of the group now.
Wow, that's good.
But it's still the famous six that
turn up every time. Yes.
And I do try and get other people to join in.
I know.
There we go. What can you do?
I've tried for Vita.
Never mind, because we're going to have fun, and we are going to have another go at the play in Playful Plays. So if you've got that around somewhere, grab it. If you haven't, then I will send you the PDF of the play in the chat.
Can you do that? I didn't know that I was going to need it, and I can't.
That's all right. No problem. I'm planning to do that. I will do it shortly. And I thought we could do a couple of little warm-up games. The warm-up game that I want to do, actually, it's even more than a warm-up game. It's an improvisation game, really, and it's called Pecking Order. Oh, yeah. So the idea is it helps students to learn about status through improv. And the way that you do it is that you set up a situation. For example, the one I often start with is a doctor's surgery. And I usually start with 3 people, but you could have more than that. And you give them each a role. And the obvious ones here would be doctor, patient, and nurse, for example. Then they're going to start an improvisation, but you give them each a status as well. And it's going to be either 1, 2, or 3. So the doctor could be number 1 or might be number 3. The nurse could be 2 or 3 or 1, and so on. And the idea is that 2 of the people in the improvisation know their status and the third person doesn't. Now, I have a feeling that we may have played this game online before. Does anybody remember?
Yeah.
I don't know if we played it. I think we talked about it for sure.
Yeah, so we're going to play it.
Oh, that's true. Maybe we
did. And the reason is that it actually links into the play, the Musicians of Bremen play. So because there's a section of that is very much about status. So I thought that would be a good introduction to it. So I'm going to choose 3 people at the bottom of my screen. Linda, Jan, and Sarah, you are going to be improvising. I'm going to give you in order of the people that I see. Linda, you're the doctor. Jan, you're the nurse. And Sarah Jane, you are the patient. Okay. Now, what's going to happen is I'm going to send the patient into the waiting room, which I'll do just about now. And then while you're there, I'm going to give a status to the other 2 people. So, for example, they might be 3 and 1, or 1 and 2, or 2 and 3. And then you're going to come back in. We'll be having a chat while you're out about the surgery and so on. And then you're going to come in, and while you're in the waiting room, perhaps you can decide what it is that's actually wrong with you. Okay. So here we go. Let me just see if. Okay. Bye for now, Sarah Jane. And she's gone. So, Linda, you are going to be number 3.
Okay.
That's the doctor. Jan,
Yes.
you're the nurse, and you are actually going to be number 1. So you're sort of like top dog. So although the doctor is more qualified than you, you're the one who decides what happens. All right.
You're the bossy boots.
What medication is prescribed, what the doctor is allowed to do, everything like that. And the doctor, of course, is number 3, bottom of the pile. And so the doctor should be subservient to both the nurse and the patient. The nurse should be top of the pile in relation to both of them, and the patient has got to try and work out where she is in the pecking order. That's it. So any questions? So she's going to come in with some kind of complaint, and you're going to try and fix her. And at the same time, we're going to try and get an idea about the relationships.
So Linda and I will keep talking, right? Discuss the surgery. Is that right?
Yeah. Discuss. Invite the patient in. I guess if you're number 1, Jan, then you would probably be the one who kind of welcomes the patient in.
Yeah.
It's up to you. You're going to. It's all about improvisation, really, and sensing your relationship to each other, which we're going to see the best that we can do online. So let me find her, because she's probably wondering what the heck is happening. Okay, so participants, admit. Okay, she should be joining us now. And then take it away when she comes in.
Is it okay if I invite the patient in now?
Yes. Okay. So Sarah, sorry. Oh, good morning. Hi, Sarah. This way, please. This is Linda.
Hi, Sarah.
Sarah, I
Would
think
you
you're
be,
mute.
Hello?
So yes, could you tell us maybe a little bit about what's wrong? Maybe a little bit. Is that okay?
I seem to not be able to stop with these hiccups. They just don't want to stop. They're, interfering with my life.
Oh, tell me more. I'm so sorry.
I don't really know what to do about them. It's sort of very disruptive. I'm a teacher, and it's very hard to teach a lesson like this.
Yeah, and what do you think? What do you think might be happening here?
Oh, so probably, doctor, do you think she needs any medicine, or just give her a cup of warm water?
Are you telling me that I should give her warm water?
I'm sorry. I guess we can have a try.
Would you be open to that, Sarah, to having a glass of warm water for your hiccups?
I think these are pretty severe. I think that it might require more, extreme measures.
Yeah. So Jan, I mean, as the doctor, I probably have ideas about what she should do, and I'm just wondering, do you have any thoughts about the medication that she might find helpful at all?
Well, since I'm from Asian here, if someone gets a problem with hiccups, we don't usually give any medicine to the patient. So in my culture, warm water works best.
Oh, okay, if that's what you think. I mean,
Yes.
My degree would indicate that perhaps we could try something a little more, maybe not aggressive, but a little more assertive. Maybe take a more
Yes, we
proactive
need to solve this problem.
Yes, I think we do. I totally agree with that. We do need to do that.
Okay, I'm going to stop you there. You're doing really, really well. And we haven't quite solved the hiccup problem yet. But, at this point, Sarah Jane, do you have any idea of where you are in the pecking order, and what numbers the other 2 might be, with number 1 being the top and number 3 being the bottom?
So my guess is that Jan is definitely number 1.
Very good.
But I guess I'm 2 because Linda seemed to sort of not be too doctorish.
All right. Yeah, you've got it spot on there. So the doctor was number 3, and so the great thing about this game is that you can take some stereotypical hierarchies and really turn them on their head. And immediately the dynamics of the scene change, you know, from what we expect to something much more interesting and funny. And it, you know, it can work in a variety of situations. Linda?
I'm doing a workshop next week with teachers on how to engage their students online through drama. And I'm thinking this would be a fantastic game for them to do, and role reverse and have one of the students be the teacher, one of the students be a parent, one of the students be a student, and play with the dynamics. So you could really put this improv in any relationship that you want to play with status and dynamic, couldn't you?
Yeah.
Well, I think we should try that out. I think we should have is it like, were you thinking of sort of like a parent teacher interview evening, that kind of thing?
Yeah, or to just keep it in the dynamic of the classroom, I guess. We could have a teacher, a student, and another student, or a teacher and a teacher's aide, anything, or if the principal comes into a classroom that's chaotic, any of the dynamics that they're used to that they could play with to kind of give the perspective of what's it like to be the teacher, or what's it like to.
I think that would be really interesting for us to try, actually. So I think we should have a go at that now. The other thing that I think it's great because it will give you a chance to, you know, I'll let you sit out of this one, and you know, you can observe and see what you think. The other thing that I was going to say in this game is that you don't have to have 1, 2, 3. You could have 1, 2, 2.
Okay.
So you can have people who are about the same status, and that's obviously harder to guess, but it might, you know, it's definitely worth exploring. So what I'm going to do, and this is exploratory for me as well, because normally I play this with 3 actors, which kind of makes it easier to guess. I'm going to do it with 4. So it's going to be everybody except Linda is going to be in the next improvisation. Let's set it in a classroom. So we're going to have a teacher, a teaching assistant, and shall we have 2 pupils?
Yes.
Does that make sense?
How old are the pupils, the students?
Let's not make them too young so that they're not tempted to just play around and be daft. Do we make them 11 and no, I don't know. Let's make them, what age do you think, Josie?
Yeah, 11 is good.
Yeah, 11, about 11 or 12 years old. Okay.
Yes, because I think they're really grown up.
Yeah. Okay, that sounds good. So, Josie, you're the teacher.
Oh, okay.
Okay. And Jenny, you're the teaching assistant, and Sarah and Jan are the pupils. Okay. Now, what I'm just kind of like making the rules up as I go along here. What I'm thinking is that I could send both the pupils out into the waiting room, and then when they come back, they will both have to guess their statuses. All right. So let me do that. I'm going to send you out again, Sarah Jane, and also Yan Zhao. So let me just put her in the waiting room. Okay, so there we go. So let's not put the teacher right at the bottom of the pile, because that would be too similar to the doctor one.
Yes.
But maybe we could have you as number 2.
Okay.
We could have the teaching assistant as number 4, right at the bottom. And then the students we could have as Jan as number 2,
Yeah.
and Sarah Jane as number 3.
Okay.
We remember that? You can write it.
number
I'm going to
1?
write it down actually. So we've got Josie is the teacher,
Number
and she is number
2.
2. All right. Teaching assistant is going to be
4.
number 4. And then Sarah Jane is number 3. Is that right? No.
She must be
No,
number
no,
1.
she's number 1.
Oh
Number
yeah,
1.
I did. I
And
got
Jan
mixed
is number
up, didn't
3.
I, with my numbers?
And Jan number.
So yeah. So what we're going to do is Jan, we're going to make number 1.
Oh, but she was number 1 earlier.
Yeah.
Oh
She was
yeah.
number
Okay,
1.
let's swap it round. And so Sarah Jane's should be number 1,
Yeah.
and Jan number 3. That's going to be really hard to guess.
Yes.
But I think it will be interesting and a challenge for us. And we're not completely new to this game, so I think it's worth a go. So maybe how about this, Josie? You can say no to it, but it's a lesson for English speakers on learning Dutch.
Oh
How
my
about
God.
that? Would that be all right? So you could teach them 1 or 2 Dutch words. Would that be?
Okay. Just
Yeah.
think of-
And
Okay.
yeah, I think that would be fun. All right, so I'm going to admit them, and I think I've written down the right numbers. We'll see what happens. It definitely gets more complicated when you have more than 3 people.
Mhm.
So we'll wait for Jan to join us as well, so she can hear what's going on. Can you hear us, Jan?
Yes.
Okay, so when we talked about it, we realized that it's definitely more complicated when you have 4 people. And it's going to be interesting and challenging for the pupils to try and guess their statuses, I think. So Josie is the teacher, and Jenny is the teaching assistant. The other 2 are the students, and we're going to start the lesson now. Off we go.
Goedemorgen, class. Good morning, class. How are you?
Fine, thank you, Miss.
Great. Thank you, Miss.
Good. Are you ready to learn some Dutch?
Yes, that'll be really
Yes.
exciting.
Good, good. Jenny, could you please get the Dutch books out, please? Okay.
There you go.
Good
Thank you very
job.
much, Miss Jenny.
Okay. Yeah,
Jenny.
she's so nice, isn't she? Yeah. Jan, let's start with this. I'm the teacher. My name is Juf. Okay, my name is not Juf, but that's what you call me, Juf. Can you say that? Juf.
Juf.
Very
Juf.
good. What about you, Sarah Jane? Can you say it?
Juf.
Okay, that's pretty good. Okay, it's more like an sound, but that's pretty good. What about, would you like to know a word desperately? Would you like to know a word that in Dutch?
Yes, frog.
Okay, kicker, kicker,
Kicker.
kicker. Can you say it, Jan?
Kicker.
Kicker.
Very good. And Jenny, do you remember? Do you remember how kicker? Oh, what kicker? How you say it? Can you say it for me? Very good. You know, Jenny's so good. Should we give her a clap? Yes, very good. Okay. All right. Now, Jan, you tell me what word would you like to learn?
Kiwi. How about kiwi?
I think it's the same actually, kiwi. Yeah, they have the same.
Okay,
words.
another one.
Exactly the
How
same, another
about
one.
cat? How about cat?
Poes. Poes.
Poos.
Yes, very good. But we can say cut as well. So there are a few words
Thank you,
for
Miss
that.
Lucy. Yes.
Okay, I'm going
Yeah.
to pause the improvisation here. Now, Josie, you're working very hard, and you're having to do most of the talking.
Yeah, I know.
Which is quite hard work, and it's quite difficult as well for you to let the pupils know what status they are. So
Yes.
I'm just wondering about how we could improve the improvisation to bring other people in a little bit more. Okay, so maybe you could, in the next part of the improvisation, you could get the teaching assistant to try to organize the pupils, and the pupils, I'm going to give you a motive as well. So the motive is that you both don't want to do this lesson, and you're both want to send messages to your boyfriends on your phones secretly because they're not allowed in the lesson. Okay, so you both got your phones there and you're trying to use them and send messages to your boyfriends while all this is going on. So let's see how that changes the situation. Okay, off we go.
Okay. Jenny, would you mind asking Sarah some more questions, because, and then I'll concentrate on Jan. I think we need to split up a bit because there's some funny business going on. Could you do that, please? Hi, Jan.
Can you put your phone away?
Hi.
Sorry, I wasn't doing anything.
Is it going okay now, Jan?
Oh yeah, of course.
Yes.
Well, how are you enjoying this lesson, Sarah?
I think it's the pits. Is it lunchtime yet?
What?
No, come on.
No, we have 10 more minutes to go, miss.
Yeah, I mean, there's pizza in the cafeteria today. I really want to go for lunch.
Yes,
Yes,
I do understand.
Sarah. Yes.
I do understand. Pizza is really yummy, but you know,
it's Hawaiian pizza. It's
oh,
really good.
dear.
Yeah.
But you know
And
what?
we're starving, miss. We're starving.
Yeah, well, you
Look
just
at
have to
us.
wait 10 minutes, okay? You have to wait 10 minutes. Sarah, could you please wait 10 more minutes?
I don't think so. Nope,
Oh.
not happening. We really need to go now. I'm hungry.
Yeah, we're hungry.
But the lesson isn't over yet.
Yeah, but it's kind of boring anyway.
Oh, that's a bit rude, you know. You shouldn't be rude to your teacher.
What would you like to
Why-
learn about, Sarah? What would you like
pizza.
to learn about?
I think we
Pizza.
should make some pizza.
Well, we can't make any pizza.
Did you know that my boyfriend's dad owns a pizza restaurant?
Oh, yes.
They
Well,
they
that's
make
really
the best pizza in Ottawa. It's
And that's really
amazing.
interesting. Maybe we can ask Sarah to order some pizza for us. Do we have
Yeah,
any
well, I
money?
could maybe text my boyfriend because he's a high school dropout, so he makes pizza all day long.
No, put your phone away, Sarah, until lunchtime, remember?
I don't want to put my phone away. I'm enjoying myself.
No, you need to put your phone away so that you can learn.
That's a good
All
girl.
right, Miss
She
Jenny.
just put her phone away and she's being a really good girl.
Okay, I'm going to stop you there. That was definitely more interesting for everybody, for the audience, I think.
Yeah, sorry for my outburst.
No, well, it was interesting to see the dynamics for myself and Linda watching. So let's start off with Sarah then. What do you think your status may have been? And also, do you have any guesses about the teacher and the teaching assistant?
So I think the teaching assistant is definitely above the teacher. But it was interesting because the first part, I thought Jan was above me, but then it seemed in the second part that she wasn't. So I was a bit confused.
Okay, yeah. Jan, what about you? Where do you think you were in the pecking order?
I think in this part, definitely Sarah is above me.
Okay.
And I think Josie is above Jenny as well.
Oh, really? Okay.
Okay. All right. Well, Jan, you're closest to what we had. So
Okay, good.
what we had was, and it was really hard to do. So well done for doing it. Sarah Jane, you were number 1,
Okay.
which I think you were. Did you guess that?
I guessed it because everyone was going along with whatever I said, and I
Yeah.
was like, suddenly. So then I tried testing it out a little bit more.
Yeah, that was really good. So that worked very well, especially when the teacher went along with ordering some pizza. That really kind of helped. And then yeah, so and Jenny was in fact number 4, so she was meant to be bottom of the pile, and Jan was number 3, and the teacher was number 2. Okay. So when Sarah, Josie, Jan, Jenny in that
But
pecking
Jenny
order.
started being higher status towards the end.
Yeah. Well, it's interesting. Jenny, what's your take on that? Do you think you were trying to be higher status?
No, I don't think so. But I was trying not to be.
No, but it's quite funny because I like actually doing status games where status changes.
Yeah.
And it's quite normal. It does happen, you know. You get people like the shoes shiner who suddenly is fed up with shoe shining and starts being high status, and the person
but in fact Jenny didn't necessarily change her status. What she was doing was she was fulfilling her role.
Yeah.
So her role was she'd been told by the teacher to organize the kids. So I think, you know, she was doing that.
Which made it a bit tricky.
But it's tricky, yeah. So you've then got conflict of where you think you are in the pecking order and what you think you should be doing, which is something that probably, you know, happens in real life quite often as well. So I would say that what we did there was probably too complicated for Linda to do next week with her group. I would say that doing a demonstration with 3 is definitely much more possible. You could I would suggest how big is your group that you're working with?
They haven't given me final numbers, but probably, I would say probably 10 to 15.
Okay, so you could demonstrate with 3 and then you could get them to maybe play it in breakout rooms. They could maybe I guess if you're sending them into breakout rooms, it's hard to let 2 of them know their status and one of them guess. So you could get them to just choose their status and practice it.
Yeah, that might be good because a lot of teachers are coming because they don't have a high comfort level with drama.
Yeah.
Right. So maybe assigning them and letting them all know who they are and play with it. Might be a safer way to start.
So these are teachers, they're teachers. Oh, okay.
Yeah, no, I think that's a really good idea. And you might want to also, maybe before this game, you could start off with the activity that I call status images, which is where you play in pairs and one of you is high status, one of you is low status, and you simply make a freeze frame. So you can send them off into breakout rooms in pairs, and they have to decide that one of them is number 1, one of them is number 2, or you could say top and bottom. And they can also decide on a situation. So it could be teacher and pupil, doctor and patient, mum and dad, or whatever they want, really. And then they have to make, I think we've done this one online before. So then they make a freeze frame, which you can do online. And one of them has to show that they are number 1, however they do that. And the other one, you know, in some way shows that they are lower. So it just introduces that idea of status a little bit more before they go into this more complicated situation.
I was just thinking, if you start with pairs, Linda, then you could progress to doing 3s.
Yeah,
because the pairs is simpler. So then you get the idea of high status, low status, and then you can get your sort of ladder, if you like. So you got your 1, 2, and 3, which is the next step.
Right. Good, thank you.
So yeah, and also on top of that, I would say with the pairs, when they show what they've devised, the interesting thing is what other people assume when they look, because quite often one person's idea of a high status might not be the same as somebody else's. It really gets them to look at body language. You know, you could spend ages talking about body language with the teachers and how they might, you know, what do any of them think that they use body language when they teach their classes? What kind of body language do they use? You know, that sort of thing could be interesting. And when you've got a pair who are showing their freeze frame, you can point things out or ask the rest of the group to point out what is that person doing that makes them look more high status. And there are the things that you would look out for are physical height. And even if somebody is smaller than someone else, they can make themselves look big with their arms. Or often people will do this kind of thing when they're trying to show that they, oh, right, well, my idea is, you know, so physical ways that they make themselves look bigger, or they try and show their authority by pointing, and you know, which is very invasive. But it works. And teachers probably do a lot of it without realizing it.
Great.
And then there's all the sorts of body language that you might use, like, you know, putting your hand up, but also stop, you know, for example, or good, or you know, all those kind of gestures that you could talk about.
That's really helpful. Thank you.
Yeah. Good. Yeah. Interesting. Any other thoughts from other people about that before we move on to the Musicians of Bremen? And while you're thinking about that, let me just get the PDF and put it in the chat. So I think this is what I did last time. Musicians of Bremen. Oh yeah, so I need to get the chat window. And then right, it's uploading now, so that's good. Can anyone see it appearing in their chat?
Let me see.
Yeah.
Okay, so if you want to open that PDF, you can just double click on it. So in the play, were you all here last time when we read this? Yeah, I don't know, Sarah Jane wasn't, that's what I thought. So I'll just give an introduction to it, and I think it's probably worth starting it again anyway. And we'll probably, you know, we'll be more familiar with it this time. The idea is it's the Musicians of Bremen. Have you heard of the story, Sarah Jane? Yeah. You know, all right, okay. So it's based on the Brothers Grimm story, and it starts off with the animals appearing one by one in the forest, having lost their jobs. And then we start to meet the robbers as well. Now, I'm just going to change things around and just randomly select people to play the characters. So, Jenny, you're the donkey, and Sarah Jane, you're the farmer, and Linda, you're the dog, and Jan, you are the cat. And Josie, you don't appear for some time, but you're going to be the rooster. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So I will read the stage directions. Have you all got access to it now? Yeah.
Yes.
So Donkey enters slowly, carrying a sack of corn on his back, and the following can be sung to the tune of Clementine.
I'm a donkey in the farmyard, and I used to be the best. But I'm old now and I'm wonky, and it's time to have a rest.
Donkey puts his sack down and sits on it.
Donkey, have you finished that job yet?
I'd better carry this sack in, or I'll get a whacking.
Donkey tries to carry the sack but stumbles. He looks at the audience for sympathy and brays.
Ee-aw, ee-aw, ee-aw.
Come on, you lazy good-for-nothing donkey.
Donkey struggles but drops the sack to the ground.
Ee-aw, ee-aw.
I'm fed up with you. I'm going home for a cup of tea. By the time I come back, I expect you to have moved all 50 sacks of corn, or else.
Farmer makes a throat-cutting sign.
Oh, sorry, or else.
And exits. The donkey looks at the audience and gulps loudly.
What am I to do? I've been carrying sacks of corn my whole life. I can't help it if I'm old. I'm doing my best. And now he says...
Donkey continues.
At my age, I should be munching away in a field of delicious green grass, not working like a slave. When I was young, I used to dream of being a rock star. That's it. I'll run away to Bremen town to busk in the streets. Goodbye, farmer, and goodbye, corn.
Donkey kicks a sack of corn off stage and goes off in the opposite direction. Dog runs on and pants. He looks behind him.
That's far enough. Hopefully my nasty master won't bother looking for me now. Oops, too late. I think I can hear him coming.
Dog pretends to be a tree, but he's still panting. Donkey enters. Dog holds his breath. Donkey walks past the tree, then looks at it in a puzzled way. Eventually, Dog has to start breathing again and stops pretending to be a tree.
Why were you pretending to be a tree, and why are you out of breath?
I've been running all morning, running away from my nasty master. I thought you were him. He says I'm too old to hunt anymore.
And are you?
Well, I think I'm losing my sense of smell. Last time he sent me out to collect a duck, I came back with a cheese and a pickle sandwich.
Well, at least it was something to eat.
He said he was going to.
Both animals gulp.
My master is just as bad. He wants to do the same to me, so I'm going to Bremen town to become a busker. In fact, I'm looking for animals to join my band. You don't know any drummers, do you?
Well, actually.
Music, a drum solo, and Dog Mimes playing the drums.
Hey, that's not bad. Why don't you come with me? You know what they say, two's company.
You don't mind if I do.
Donkey and Dog exit, and Cat enters, looking very sad. She gives one last miserable long meow. You've gone a bit quiet, actually, Yang Zhao. It's probably, I don't know why. I think your mic, maybe it cuts out every time you make a loud meow sound.
Okay, okay. Shall I have another try?
Yeah.
Meow.
Oh, that's better.
What's this? A furry lump of grumps?
Why are you so down in the dumps?
What's the matter, Catter?
Matter? How dare you ask me what the matter is?
Don't worry, I'm too old and slow to chase you.
We just want to help you. I'm a donkey, by the way, in case you couldn't tell.
You really want to know? I'm miserable because my mistress tried to trump me.
Did you do something wrong?
What I didn't do, that's a problem. She wants me to chase the mice, but I'm too old for all that now. They run circles around me. I'm much happier when I'm having a dose next to the nice warm stove.
So why have you come to the forest?
Oh, that mischievous mistress chased me with her broom down to the river and threw me in. I'm allergic to water, but luckily I landed on a log and floated away. I ended up here in the forest.
Maybe you should come with us. We're going to form a band.
Cool.
Are you any good at singing? I know a lot of cool cats that like to sing all night long.
Well, as it happens, I do know one or two
Serenade.
serenades. Have you got any gigs lined up?
Don't forget, you've got to meow there. So when she says she knows one or
Meow.
two serenades, it has to be like meow. Do you want to take that line again, Kat? Well, as it happens.
Okay, shall I have another try?
Yes.
Meow. Have you got any gigs lined up?
Not exactly, but we're going to try in Bremen town.
Coming in. That sounds just perfect.
The three animals enter Rooster, who starts to anxiously crow and strut around, speaking in a rap. Cat, dog, and donkey enter and watch Rooster, who hasn't seen them yet. They look quite worried.
Don't! I think we get the picture.
It's way past dawn. Why are you still cock-a-doodle doing?
I woke everybody on the farm this morning to tell them the sun was shining brightly. But instead of thanking me, I heard my monstrous mistress say to the cook that she plans to cut off my head tomorrow and serve me up for Sunday lunch. That's why I'm still crowing. I won't get another chance to crow after today. Cock-a-doodle-dee!
Why don't you cock-a-doodle come with us? We're all escaping from our masters and mistresses. We're going to Bremen town to play music in the streets.
Would you like to join our band?
Anything to get away from this farm. And as you can tell, I happen to be quite good at rapping too.
No, that's a yo at the end. That's quite good
yo.
at rapping. Yo.
Yo.
Yo. Yo.
Yeah, our band is big enough to put on a concert. We're going to need a name.
How about the Beastlies?
Oh, it's been done, I think.
Beastles.
It's been done, I think. What do you think of party animals?
That's not bad for a cat.
Oh.
I think
Bit
we
of
should
status there. That's good.
Yeah.
I think we should stop talking and look for somewhere to sleep. We'll never make it to Bremen town before it gets dark.
I know. farmyard frenzy.
Where's my?
like
I like it.
I like it. Yeah.
Come on, hurry up.
Okay, well done. So that's the first animal part, and then in the this section coming up now, we get to meet the robbers. So we've got 4 robbers and a tree in this. Well, no, we've got 4 robbers, and then we've got the animals again. So let's have a look. We're going to have Sarah Jane. Can you be Fiddle? And Jenny, can you be Trixie? And Jan, can you be Snitch? And Josie, can you be Muggins?
Okay.
And you will sense in this that there is a bit of a pecking order. Yeah, sorry.
I do have another meeting at 10, so I'll probably stay till about 9:57 and then I'll jump off again. I'm so sorry.
Okay. Well, that's certainly long enough to read this first page with the robbers. So so yeah, okay. They're all sort of like in their house planning their plan. Okay. Fiddle is the first one to speak.
Right, Trixie, let's go over the plan one more time, shall we?
Muggins, you are going to be up on the roof, keeping an eye out in case anybody comes along.
3 of us, Fiddlesticks, Trixie, and me will be inside the house looking for jewelry and other valuables.
Come on, Stitch, that's not fair. What if it's raining?
Take an umbrella.
I always have to be on the one that waits outside.
That's because we know exactly what we're looking for.
I'm just saying, I think somebody else should have a turn sometimes.
Never mind that. Muggins, let's have something to eat. I don't like to rob on an empty stomach.
Okay, good. So can you guess what number Muggins is in the pecking order?
4.
Yeah, that's right. So Muggins, well guessed, is bottom of the pecking order. And well, you could decide what status the other ones are. It's not that important, but it could be useful if you were directing it.
I was thinking that's a nice addendum to what we were doing previously, is if you could take this scene and reorder the pecking order.
Yeah.
And see how this works if Muggins isn't 4th, but acts like 1 or 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's really interesting, actually. Should we try that?
Yes, why
So
not?
Muggins, you've got to try and be number 1.
Okay.
And Fiddle, you're going to be number 4.
Okay.
And Trixie, you're going to be number 3, and Snitch number 2. Or maybe let's play around with it. Let's have because it's hard to remember as well. Trixie and Snitch, you're going to be equal number 2, and we don't have a number 3.
Okay.
I think that's yeah. So we've got a 1, a 4, and 2 2s.
Okay. So Fiddle is number 4.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, let's have a go. See what it sounds like.
Okay. Right. Trixie, so can we go over the plan one more time?
Mm-hmm.
Muggins, you are going to be up on the roof, keeping an eye out in case anybody comes along.
Yeah, the 3 of us, Fiddlesticks, Trickies, and me will be inside the house looking for jewelry and other valuables.
Come on, Snitch, that's not fair. What if it's raining?
Take an umbrella.
I always have to be on the one that's waiting outside.
That's because we know what we're looking for.
I'm just saying, I think someone else should have a turn sometimes.
Never mind that, Muggins. Let's have something to eat. I don't like to rob on an empty stomach.
Oh, that was really fun, changing it around. Yeah. It's really good to have, you know, Muggins was definitely the top dog, but also having to do all the dirty work, you know, but not being beaten down by it, which was quite different. That's great.
Thank you all so much. Have a wonderful month. We'll see you in September. Wow.
Okay. Yeah. You too. Good luck with the teachers as well.
Thanks so much.
Bye, Linda.
Bye-bye.
Bye, Linda. See you in
Bye.
October.
Okay, so we could do a bit more reading then of the next section. So
Tree.
I'll be the tree because the tree
Okay.
only appears once.
Okay.
And donkey, dog, cat, and rooster. So who were we before? Let's have the same one.
Do you want me to do the dog for Linda?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, that's it. All right, got it. So I'm a tree, a real one. The four animals enter and stop near the tree as though they haven't seen the house.
I'm so tired. This handy tree will make a great place. Oh, sorry, that's the donkey. I thought it was the dog. Sorry.
All right.
Sorry, donkey.
I'm so tired. This handy tree will make a great place to rest. Oh.
I'm going to sleep with Donkey at the bottom of the tree. If anyone comes along, I'll bite them and send them on their way.
Oh, I'm going to climb up a little bit. I feel safer sleeping in the branches.
Cat pretends to climb the tree and looks over one of the branches and falls asleep.
And I'll climb up the very top. That's where I usually sleep.
Rooster pretends to climb to the top. He looks around and then notices the robbers in their house.
I can see a light in the house. It's not very far away.
We should go there and see if there's a warm place to sleep. It's not very comfortable sleeping on twigs and fir cones.
Maybe there'll be a bone or two to eat. I'm starving.
They all creep across the stage, and whenever the robbers speak, the animals freeze in position like the game of Grandma's Footsteps. Okay, so I'm going to be, just for now, I'm going to be all the robbers.
Okay.
I don't know. Let's see how that works. This meat is delicious. Dog licks his lips. Pass me the salt and pepper, will you? I want to put some on this fish. Cat licks her lips. Oi, pass me the carrots, please. Donkey licks his lips. I think they'll go well with this chicken. Rooster looks appalled. Cat?
Sorry. You need a plan?
Maybe if we sing them a song, they'll give us something to eat.
But if we're going to sing to them, we need to be able to see our audience.
Good point. Dog, climb onto my back.
The animals pretend to climb onto each other's shoulders. This can be done by Donkey kneeling down and the others holding their heads one by one above Donkey's head so that the audience see four faces in a column.
Climb up, Cat.
Cat places her head above Dog's.
Come on, Rooster. After 3. 1, 2, 3.
The animals start singing loudly at the same time, making their normal animal sound, whatever it is. Off you go. The robbers stop eating as they hear the noise. They look over at the animals in shock and fear for several seconds. Suddenly, the animals start to wobble and fall forward into the house, still making their sounds. They scatter the robbers, who look as though they have seen a ghost, and run out of the house and exit.
Well, that seemed to work.
In a way.
The animals look at the food and start eating hungrily.
It's delicious.
Pass me the carrots, please.
Yum, yum,
yum,
yum,
yum.
yum, yum, yum.
Eventually, they stop,
Time,
eating and look tired.
time for bed. Oh, meow. Going to sleep in this warm spot by the fireplace.
I'll guard the door.
I'll have a snooze in the rafters.
I think I saw some hay in the yard. I'll sleep there. Good night.
Good
Good
night.
The animals fall asleep. The robbers enter. It was most definitely a hobgoblin. Nah, a hobgoblin doesn't make those barking noises. It was a bogeyman. If you ask me, it was a flibbertigibbet. Listen, I think it's gone to sleep. The animals are making various types of snoring noises. How can you tell? Listen to it snoring. I think you'd better go and check. What? Maybe you can catch it. Why does it always have to be me? It just does. Muggins is shoved by the other three robbers towards the house. He creeps up and goes in. I can't see anything, it's dark. Light a candle. Takes a candle, but hasn't got a match. Oh, look, two bright coals. I could light my candle on them. He moves towards Cat's eyes and holds the candle towards her.
Oh my
Cat
God.
meows and spits at him. The other animals wake up. Muggins is so frightened that he runs towards the door where Dog is sleeping. Dog bites Muggins on the leg. Ow! Muggins passes near to Donkey, who kicks him. And Rooster goes, Muggins runs back to the other robbers. What happened? A witch with eyes of fire scratched me with her bony fingers. Then a fiendish ogre stabbed me with his dagger, and a giant walloped me with his club. And on the top of the house was the very devil himself, calling, I'll come and get you! I'll come and get you! The robbers look at each other and then run off stage in terror. The animals smile at each other.
Friends, I think we have found ourselves a new home to live in. We never need to work again.
We can just make music all day long.
And then they finally sing the song at the end, which goes to the tune of For He's a Jolly Good Fellow. We frightened off the robbers, we frightened off the robbers, we frightened off the robbers, and now we all live here. And now we all live here, and now we all live here. We're braver than the bravest, braver than the bravest, braver than the bravest. And now we all live here.
Yay!
Okay, so well done, everybody. We've gone slightly over time, but it was worth it to get to the climax of the play and see what happened in the end. It's quite fun, isn't it?
Yeah.
Poor old Muggins.
Definitely.
Poor old Muggins.
Yeah, I know.
Yes, he was a poor fellow.
He was. But anyway, well done. Thanks for joining in and doing the play reading. And hope you enjoyed it. Feel free
that was really
to try
fun.
it out. Yeah, do
Yes.
try it out with students if you want to. There's no copyright to pay on it or anything.
It's funny because I had that story on a record when I was a child. I think
Yeah.
it was done by the Muppets or something.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, to be honest, I collected lots of stories for this book, and one day I saw that Muppet version of the Bremen Street Musicians, and I remembered what a brilliant story it is. Yeah, they did it. Well, if you get time to watch that version, it's really good.
Yeah.
Okay, guys.
I might be using it too, David, in my new school. So who knows?
Great, good.
Yeah.
Yeah, do let us know how it goes, or send us
I will.
videos or stuff like
Yeah,
that.
but it will be a while before I do it because
Yeah.
they have to get used to me.
All right, good luck for those of you who are going back to work and planning and all that stuff. And thanks very much.
Don't mention it yet.
Yeah, true. All right, good. See you soon.
I'll be in. I'll be
Yes.
missing the
Okay.
next 2
Bye.
months.
Thank
Thank you, David.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye bye.